Hello, everybody. My name is Catherine Dunne. I'm a nurse and I am a holistic practitioner, and I deal with various ranges of modalities, and one of them, and one of my favorites, is the use of a pendulum. Pendulum dowsing is not a new thing. It's probably as old as humanity, nearly. Well, not quite as old. And a lot of us have done it at some stage in our lifetime, maybe as the teenagers, to see, does he love me? Does he not love me? Does he like me? Does he fancy me or not? Other people have been using it, like my great grandmother. She always has used it to see if a certain food was safe for her body to be consumed by. For her body to consume, not to be consumed by, sorry. I just want to say as well, I am not one for doing videos. I really don't like doing videos. I come across really awkward doing videos, but I will try my best, okay? Because I don't like talking to myself, to be quite honest. Anyways, pendulum healing of all ages, not healing, pendulum dowsing, divining with your pendulum is quite old, and a lot of generations have used it for various possibilities. Like I said, my great grandmother always used, she actually went shopping with it and seen, does her body need to eat this week? Does it need to, does it need it? Is it safe for her to take? And I've come across many, especially out here in the countryside of Ireland, I've come across many folk in from their mid 70s onwards that actually still do this. They go shopping with the pendulum to see if their body actually requires this food or not, or if this is safe for them to consume it or not, which is something that I had never thought of doing, but why not, right? So let me see. So my great grandmother, she kind of introduced me into the dowsing with the pendulum. And over the years, I have then joined because I had this hunger, this idea that there was something more to it than just yes, no questions, that there was a way of learning how to use it properly. So I joined the British Society of Dowsers, and it was a lot of divining going on, just divining the countryside, to see what lay hidden in the soil, or even to see ley lines, following ley lines is what a lot of people do with the dowsing. That's not the kind of dowsing with a pendulum that I actually go down on. I go down the route of using this as an assessment tool for my healing modalities. In order to do that, you need to really understand how the pendulum, how it reacts, the functions, what its possible answers are. What pendulum to use? I suppose if you're just starting off and you're not looking for anything serious, you just want to go around and ask your yes, no questions, or maybe learn how to formulate a question so that the pendulum can give you the correct answer. I don't think at that point it makes any odds what kind of pendulum you hold. And by that, I mean whether it's a crystal, a metal, or a wooden pendulum. At that point, it makes no odds. It makes odds, it makes a difference if you're going to delve further into it, like in the healing modalities. Also known as radiothesia, you're working with vibrations and frequencies of a different kind. if you were to go down that road, I suppose you want to, let's see, probably start with something that is quite neutral, like wood. Beech wood is actually quite very good for that. It's very subtle, very soft. It doesn't radiate much of its own, other than that it's a tree. With crystals, it's slightly different because you have the frequency and the vibration of the actual crystal itself. Never mind the color. So the actual crystal itself, so whether it's an amethyst or black amethyst or any of the quartz families, as a good, there's a whole variety of members in the quartz family. So they all come then also with their own colors. Colors, for those of you who do color therapy or have studied it, know that color in itself also radiates a certain frequency, a certain vibration. And so if you add the nature of the crystal, the type of crystal that it is, and now add the color that crystal is, you kind of now want to be very thoughtful of what you want to use it for, because the crystal, you, and the color of the crystal influence the outcome. So in the healing, in the energy healing world, I would say most certainly no one crystal for all. Okay, so, or no one pendulum for all. So you really want to be careful what kind of pendulum you want to use for what it is that you want to do. There are also pendulums out there, even in the wood world, that are by nature more negative than positive inclined. So you would have your, for instance, the green minus pendulum, and you can also have the green plus pendulums, and you can have white ones, you can have the indigo, blue, yellow, orange. It's all in the scalar, and also known as radiothesia. So again, it depends on what it is that you want to do. I don't really want to go any further, venture any deeper down that road. Now, some people have asked me, or a lot of people have asked me, how do I really use it? I have a pendulum and I don't think it's actually responding to me, and I'm just holding it. Why is there nothing happening? Well, first of all, when you're buying a new one, do you know how many people have touched it to begin with before you actually took it home? It also collects energy. It's the same like when you're buying a deck of oracle cards. You should not use it straight away. You have to do some form of cleansing and allow the cards to attune to your energy. Allow the cards to become one with you. And it is very true when you're dealing with a pendulum. It has to adjust to you. It needs to know who you are, what makes you tick. Sounds stupid? Not really. So when you're buying a new pendulum and you want to go, no, let's start again. When you go next time, when you go into the shop where they sell pendulums, look at all the pendulums, take your time. Look at the pendulums and think, what is it that attracts you to this pendulum? What attracts you to that pendulum? And then ask yourself, why are you attracted to it? What do you want to do with it? If you're only picking up the pendulum because, oh, it's a cool crystal and it's a lovely color because I love all things red or I love all things purple, then that's okay too, but you don't use it for anything else other than yes, no questions, okay? Anyway, you get yourself a new pendulum, knowing that the whole world before you has also touched the pendulum, so there's energies on it. Ideally, if you're buying one just close to a full moon coming up, happy days, leave it out on the windowsill, let the moon cleanse all the energies, let the sun recharge it, and you, for the next 7 days, just carry it in your pocket, somewhere close on your body, and don't do anything with it. Just know it's there. Every so often, take it out of your pocket and have a look at it, study it, but don't do anything with it, just for 7 days. And then you should have collected enough, or it should have collected enough of your essence, your vibration, and then you can start practicing. Now, you could ask it, you will, what you should ask it is to show you its answer for yes and its answer for no. If you have an unprogrammed and you've never done this before, a lot of people say yes is backwards and forwards, and no is this way, or it just circulates, okay? If that's what the pendulum does for you, but you want to make more of it, use the pendulum for greater things, for other things down the road, then you probably want to establish some form of protocol. So you need to program your pendulum and any future ones down the road, how you wish it to respond to your questions, so that you always know that is yes, that is no, that is I don't understand the question. In other words, can you rephrase the question so that there's only one answer possible? Because the way you have asked me, there are multiple possibilities to answer, and I can't do that. So can you please rephrase? You need to know how that looks like. And the other one is simply, I don't know, I don't have the answer to this. Okay, so when you're picking up your pendulum and you want to program your pendulum, you need to tell it what you want it in future to answer. Does that sound right? You tell it how to respond if you're looking for a certain answer. So if I say, I'm going to show you now what the yes answer looks like, and the yes answer will be a clockwise turn. Okay, it doesn't have to spin exceptionally high. It could also be just a little one like this. A yes, a clockwise turn is a clockwise turn. Naturally, if it's a profounding yes, it probably will spin up high, but a yes is a yes. It doesn't matter how many exclamation marks you put behind it, okay? So a clockwise turn, you tell it, you want the clockwise rotation to be yes in future. Then you want the opposite, the no. So it's anti-clockwise. So you tell the pendulum anti-clockwise is the answer for a no question. So when you have that established for the starters, you can then ask it something that you actually already know the answer for, so you get a confirmation. So I will ask it, is my name Catherine? Okay, so I don't know if you can see it there, but there is a clockwise rotation. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a big swing out. So that's the answer for yes. For a no question, okay, let's see. Am I now 6 years old? Okay, so it's an anti-clockwise rotation, so that is the no. Now, let me see. No, I have a fly here on the shoulder. Okay, so this fly is quite annoying. So let's see. I don't know the answer to this question. When I next reincarnate, am I a fly? So there's nothing much happening. Neither it or I know the answer to that question, right? So let's see. A question with multiple possibilities of an answer. Tomorrow, when I go to work, when I'm driving to work, are there going to be some hold-ups? Okay. So tomorrow, when I drive to work, are there going to be any hold-ups? So there's a question like that will give you loads of different possibilities how to reply it. So when I drive to work tomorrow, I didn't say what time tomorrow. When is very suggestive. I may actually, or I may not even be driving to work tomorrow. I may be driven to work tomorrow. I may not even be going to work tomorrow. It's all very hypothetical when one asks when. Are there going to be any holdups? Holdups of what? Is it because the cattle is crossing the road? Is it because there's going to be an accident? Or is it just because, you know, sat in front of a traffic light? Or people crossing the road? Or because some freak weather snowstorm is going to come down mid-October, late October, and we're like going to be covered in snow? When you're asking open-ended questions where a multitude of possible answers are there, your pendulum will go from side to side because it's just telling you, give me a clearer way of asking the question. Just too many possibilities, okay? So when it has no clue what the outcome is or what the answer is, it'll just stay there. Sometimes you can actually see it like jiggering like this. That's over time I've experienced that it wants to, it's self-doubting itself. It wants to give you the answer. It can't believe the answer itself because it's just so far-fetched. Well, that can be possible too. So what I'd like you to do, even if you do have you can program your existing pendulum. So you don't have to just do it with a brand new one. You can program the pendulum and you can teach an old dog new tricks. Pendulum is not frigid that way, okay? So if you want to start practicing with your pendulum, just the basic how to properly question or phrase your questions to get the only possible way to answer in a clear yes/no fashion. Okay, so it's the way you ask, the phrasing of your question that is important. So with that, I shall leave you, have a pleasant rest of the day, and we'll see how we do this. I don't know if I want to do this online or anything. I just felt compelled to do this today because so many people have been asking me. Normally I'd be running workshops on how to do this. I do this through the school that we have, that we've been, we used to do Facebook classrooms, and we would teach you there. But I think in this moment, in these days with COVID and lockdowns and everything, and people just maybe having lost their income and they really cannot afford courses. And I think I may be just doing some little things, some little courses, some little teachings, not the full curriculum or anything here online to be shared. But I will think about it. I'll see what the feedback is on this one first, okay? So if you like this, as they all say, like it, share it, subscribe, that's the word, isn't it? Like, subscribe, and share. Okay. If you like it, please leave a comment. If you have any questions, I will try to answer them. Maybe if there's enough questions there, I might put that up as another video to answer your questions. So I hope this was of some information for you. I'm very new to doing this, so forgive me if I came across a little bit primitive. Okay. So with that, I shall love you, leave you. Have a great day. Take care now. Bye-bye.